Hello friends, and welcome back to our little coffee club. You know, today I'm planning another special edition of this little show. If it's your first time here, welcome. We love having you here. Consider hanging out to the end because today is gonna be somewhat different. I have spent the last 2 days recording this video. I know. But it's all good. Hopefully it turns out something a little bit special for you guys. And I really enjoyed recording everything so far. I haven't started editing the video as of yet, but I've looked at some of the clips and some of the things and I think they look great, man. I can't wait to... You gotta hang out to the end today. You gotta hang out to the end. If you're one of these folks that, you know, sometimes you have me just in the background chatting and, you know, you're here for the conversation, that's good. And I really appreciate it. But this is one that you should really watch, okay? You should really watch. I've gone the extra mile to produce this little show today. And man, I can't wait to share everything with you guys. Today's gonna be a little bit different format. You will see things that you have never seen so far on a little coffee club. Wow, I can't wait to share this with you guys. Everything that I'm gonna talk about as to the coffees, probably I'll leave most of that to the end. So I am going to report back as to the Ivan Solis. I've brewed this coffee already a few times as filtered. I took notes. I have very detailed notes to share with you guys at the end. And I plan to do kind of the same for the other coffee. So I haven't even opened it. We're gonna open it right now. We're gonna make espresso. We'll pull a shot, guess at the tasting notes, all that good stuff. But then I'm gonna brew it as filtered and hopefully get some more clips. I haven't filmed that as of yet, but and put it all together in one little different kind of experience for you guys, let's call it. I hope you guys really enjoy this one. I hope you take the time to watch it to the end. And this is one that definitely the visuals is part of the whole thing. I hope you, this one at least you actually watch it, not just have me there chit-chatting. But anyway, as they say, but first coffee. So let's get into it.
He smiles wide, 'cause he's the center of attention now, and he feels good about it. And she takes a bow, 'cause she's the center of attention now, and she feels good about it. But I'm avoiding eyes every time that I'm out, 'cause it's scary being seen in daylight. Like if they're looking close, then maybe they might see right through me, see right through me. And I don't know why I just can't have it, what everybody seem to take for granted. Wondering if I'm from another planet, somewhere far away. I might as well be on the moon, probably be as confused as any other afternoon, freaking out here in my living room. I might as well be on the moon, never really get used.
All right, friends, here we go, man. I'm excited for this one. You know, it's like I've told you guys before, it's not equally exciting every time that you're recording videos. Sometimes it's extra special. So pretty soon, this is definitely the last video I'll be able to record before taking off and going to the Netherlands, where both Manhattan and Dak, who roasted my favorite coffee for last year, the Dak Milky Cake, they're both based in the Netherlands. And as a matter of fact, in the case of Dak, they're right in Amsterdam. Okay, so man, I can't wait to hopefully visit that coffee shop. As far as I know, Manhattan is close to Amsterdam, and we plan on being in the area, but I believe it's just like a warehouse and a roastery. I don't think they accept the public to come in and to check it out or anything like that, but I'll look a little bit into it, and if it's possible and I'm close enough, I'll try to drop in and see if I can film something for you guys. But yeah, definitely I'm bringing you guys along for this journey and some of the experiences, the coffee experiences in Amsterdam. I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of other things as well, and I'll share some clips and images and stuff with you guys. You guys know that I'm gonna be in the lookout for the best cookies in the world, according to these folks. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be hard to beat Gideon's, I know that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna get this out of the way because I know that the tasting notes are written here now, and I have no clue, so we're gonna guess at them after we pull this shot of espresso. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's open the bag. Again, I believe depending on what a particular like level of coffee you order from Manhattan, the bags, I believe they look a little bit different. I'm really liking this packaging and the way that they do it so far. You know, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. That first coffee was wonderful. And we'll see what this one has to offer. Okay, we're gonna be on the niche 0. And I haven't touched it since the other coffee that we brewed. And it was set, I think it was right around 12. I remember on that video saying, wow, I could have gone even a little bit finer. And for this coffee, I'm just above 11. So I tweaked it maybe by like half a notch, okay? Oh, first we gotta take a look at the roast level, that's right. So let me put some here on the counter, take a picture. I'll show you guys the picture right here so you guys could take a good look at the roast level. All right, so I hope I got a good picture there for you guys and that you saw the roast level. To me, this one looks a little bit more developed. Regardless, I'm gonna keep my settings the same. I'm definitely good. You know what? Maybe today, but the problem is, okay, I'm gonna get into this subject another time. But be expecting some blooming espresso practice coming soon to the channel. I have done blooming espressos before. I have a video as to how to do a blooming espresso, and it's somewhat similar to a Slayer shot, a little bit different. I think I don't want to practice today. So today's not the day to get back into the blooming espresso. There's a reason why I want to start practicing some blooming shots, because I want to do that recipe that Anton sent me, and it requires doing like 2 blooms to the shot. So pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna start practicing some blooming espresso, but it won't be today. It won't be today. So I got my 18 grams. Again, it looks a little bit more developed. I'm gonna go for the Slayer shot, and I'm gonna leave my grind size just above 11 as I had it. Water temperature at 95. We'll be trying for about 25 seconds, hopefully, of pre-infusion, and another 25 to as much as maybe 35 seconds at 9 bar. And again, for these lighter roasted coffees with brightness and acidity, I like to get them a little bit sweeter, and usually that gets the job done. Although my espresso shows 95, I'm brewing closer to probably what's like 80 degrees or 85 at most. We've done the test here on the channel. Today the machine has been on for like over an hour, so we should be closer to like 85, maybe even like 87, something like that, but nowhere near 95. So yeah, as the water is hitting the puck, it's nowhere near 95. It might be 95 in the boiler, but that's not, by the time it hits the puck, it's something else. And my scale timed out. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It'll say 0 now. But what we want to do is check retention. I know I had 18 grams. So we're gonna grind this, and it should say 0 again, right? Nothing plus, nothing minus. That means the same thing we put in is the same thing we got out. So let's grind in the 0 and see if that's what happens. Okay, so let me show you guys once again, before I grind it, show you once again the roast level up here. There you go, it's nice and focused. And yeah, this one looks a little bit more developed. There you see the grind size, so just above 11. And let's go for it. All right, so start it one more time. Tap the spout, that's what I usually do. Let's see if we got our 8, well, I should say 0. Oh, exactly what we put in, exactly what we got out. Man, the niche 0, definitely 0, and doesn't disappoint. For espresso, Come on, man, you can't beat the zero. I know everyone's saying, oh, the zero's outdated. Come on, guys, give me a break here, man. It pulls great, ridiculous, beautiful shots. So let's do some puck prep. So yeah, man, pretty excited for this one. And you know, sometimes you go weeks without having like inspiration for doing something special with the videos. Then all of a sudden you get inspired by whatever, who knows? And then you just, you get all these ideas and things you want to try. Again, as a matter of fact, you know, I took photography in school. So I have some actual training in as far as photography. Videography, I didn't know anything about until kind of getting into YouTube. But you know, as you go and you learn and editing and all that kind of stuff, then you know, if you really enjoy it and you really get into it, just like coffee, you know, you kind of start going down the rabbit hole and you want to try different things, you know. In coffee, we buy more and more tools, more and more brewing methods that we want to try, and it's just what happens. And with any other hobby that you get into, it's kind of what happens. You know, if you like fishing, you can spend hours and days fishing and you love it, and you buy more and more lures and hooks and this and that and rods and whatever, and you know, and because it's your hobby and you love it. So, you know, like I always say, to each their own. Okay, this should be dry. I haven't pulled any shots, and it is. Okay. All right, so far so good. Let me refocus for the WDT. Like bringing you guys in a little bit closer. And again, WDT is supposed to be kind of like to declump the coffee, but if you guys, you know, I didn't show you the grounds. I don't think I showed it, but it was so fluffy, man. And there's no, and again, you know, I always fluff it up in the cup, in the catch cup, so there shouldn't be any clumps regardless. But really the niche zero, the niche duo, they don't give you clumps. So the WDT part of it, it's kind of like more to kind of like help have the same density everywhere in the puck, you know, so distribute the coffee so it's pretty much the same density. It's my idea with it. Again, on this YouTube channel, you see very little channeling going on, where you see those squirts of, you know, coffee going everywhere. That just usually doesn't happen here. We have had a couple of challenges and a couple of situations when we've had a little bit, but even on those times, it's been very little. So, you know, something to say about maybe my puck prep or maybe my method of brewing espresso with the Slayer shots. I don't know, but it just doesn't happen, right? We don't get a lot of channeling here, at least the visual kind. Okay, I'm gonna do my standard style of tamping. Not the Italian method today. Okay. Feels nice and even. Nice little polish. Okay, nice and clean. Wow, spectacular job so far today. I'm glad too, because I wanted this video, now maybe the shot is like horrible. You know, I want this video to be something special for you guys. Hopefully, like I said, you enjoy it. All right, my little puck screen from Gemini Coffee Tools. But first, coffee. Let's drop it in. And yeah, nice even tamp. You know, the puck screen is mainly just to, I don't like for the puck to stick to the shower screen. That's number one. And to help keep my machine clean. I already mentioned, I believe it was on the video before this one, that as soon as I get back from Amsterdam, I'm doing a whole bunch of maintenance on both espresso machines, on both grinders. Well, the niche duo, I already did it. I couldn't even wait. I swapped out the burrs. You guys, for the Manhattan coffee, all the filter coffee got done on the duo with the clean filter focus burrs installed back in it. So I've been brewing that coffee and everything else in the morning, all my pour over now, again with the duo, with the filter focus burst set installed. And again, I've gone back to the 0 for all the espresso. So let's lock in and let's pull our first shot and hopefully we get lucky. Last time with the Manhattan, the video previous to this one, it was a spectacular shot right from the get-go. So let's hope for that again today. And I remembered, being that the machine has been on for like an hour or more than an hour now, let's flush it. Let's flush it. Okay, dry it up, lock it in. All right, let me set up the camera and pull our first shot. All right, here we go. I should have all the cameras running now. Let me see, double check everything. Everything looks good. Today we're gonna be on the timer, and wow, that's risky. Do I want to do that? No, not today. Not today. I was gonna use the timer, but let's see. Let's hope. The Akaya always never fails. And with these layer shots, you guys know, if you've been watching all the videos, then you know the glitch that sometimes happens on the timer, and on the Akaya, it never happens. So let's not risk it today. All right, here we go. So center my cup. All right, so again, 25-second pre-infusion and 25 to 35 second at 9 bar. 18 grams in, 45 grams out, a 1 to 2.5 ratio. All right, here we go. Pressure starts coming in at around 9 bars when all of this gets filled, obviously. All right, here we go. Hold it there. Hopefully we get a few drips. We're almost to 25 seconds. We haven't gotten any drips. Okay, I'm gonna ramp up. So there's a chance this coffee might be too fine. I'm sorry, that this grind size might be too fine for this coffee. Yeah, this is definitely too fine. But it's okay. We'll see. Again, if it brews a nice shot and I like it, I'm gonna drink it. I don't throw away I don't throw away good coffee. And you guys know that I drink everything that I brew on this channel. I don't brew coffee to throw away. Okay, I'm gonna hold it there. Yeah, this is definitely too long of a shot, but we'll see. Look at the puck integrity, right? The needle's right at 9 bars, is not moving whatsoever. That means the puck is holding up perfectly and it's not starting to fall apart. Again, something to say about the puck prep. And the grinders. I know you guys say the 0 is outdated. All right, look at that. I hit 45 grams exactly. But a minute 10 since first drip, and a minute and a half overall. This is way over extracted, but let me taste it. All right, let me stop one of the cameras. Now the shot that Anton wants me to pull ends up being something like this, like a minute and a half shot. So Anton looks like he's into the longer shots like myself, doing Slayer shots and blooming espressos and all that kind of stuff. And again, usually you don't get bitterness from these coffees. And the brightness and acidity is just way too strong if you brew it really fast. For everybody's different, at least for me. And it doesn't always hold true. I've had some outliers. So, every coffee is not the same. All right, I stirred it. Cheers. Wow. It's spectacular. I know you guys are maybe sick and tired of hearing me say this. This is perfect. It's a minute and a half long shot. It's not the first time that this happens. Okay, I've pulled other shots like this that have been spectacular and they've been long shots. So, but wow, usually I didn't expect it to be this good. This is perfect. Man, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is perfect. I'm not rebrewing this. This is just fine. Again, grind size just above 11. Maybe next time I'll go to 13, pull a lot faster shot, report back to you guys and let you know. Again, you guys don't get to see like every single espresso that I make here on the channel, but I report back. If I find something interesting to report back, I always tell you guys. And okay, so let's guess at the tasting notes. I'm gonna guess right here because the rest of the video is something that I have planned different. Let me taste it again and see if I get some tasting notes, now that it had a chance to cool a little bit. Wow, I like this one better. The other one was a natural. Now, I would have said the other one, I said I would expect it to be washed. This one, I would say I would expect a natural, or perhaps like one of those thermal shocks or thermal processing or fermentation or one of these kind of processes. That's what I would expect from this because it's so flavorful, so sweet, very fruity. Well, I like this one. I gotta say quite a bit more. Now, again, I don't know, as filtered, well, we'll talk about it, the filtered experience later in the video, but I don't want to get into it. But maybe I like one more than the other as filtered. Like I might like this one more as espresso and I like the other one as filtered, or vice versa, or whatever, you know, that could happen. Wow, this is spectacular. Wow, it's just very fruity, tropical, maybe some kind of melon. Maybe some kind of melon. There's definitely like I don't know if exactly like berries, but the tartness, a little bit different than most of the time. This one's sweeter. The tartness is sweeter, like not citrusy, like some kind of, I don't know if berryness, but if it's a berryness, it's very sweet, or maybe it's something else that is a little bit of tart but sweet, somewhat tropical. Wow, maybe even like a brown sugar note. Could it be a caramel? I don't know, the sweetness is just very fruity coffee. Again, I'm gonna go with maybe some kind of melon, and you know, like the tartness, it's not quite like the berry tartness that I usually get. It's not quite like, definitely not like citrus, but it's a different one this time. A fruity, for sure, fruity, somewhat tropical. Again, could even be a sugar note or like a caramel. Just spectacular. I really like this one. As espresso, wow, just really good, really good. You know, the Canyon from Hinterhoff, well, similar thing, very similar thing. Was maybe this one is an African coffee as well. I don't know. I don't remember. Again, I don't remember anything. Let's read it. Let's find out. Okay, so all right, can you guys see that? Let me see. Yeah, not too good. Let me get the portafilter out of the way. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so Anilson Faria. Is it in Spanish? You know, one time I just remember, I always forget to talk about this, but there was a bag of coffee one time that it said the word AJI, and okay, even with the glasses on, I did not notice that it had an accent over the I. That should tell me that I should have known what this word was, okay? And that is Spanish. And I didn't even know how to pronounce it in the video. I'm like, how do you? You know, recently I pronounced Canada's capital city as Ottawa, but I see everybody pronouncing it Ottawa. So is it Ottawa? Maybe, okay. I don't know. I'm trying. Guys, I'm just some dude, man. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. All right. All right. But anyway, the word was ají. Ají means pepper in Spanish. So it was ají, and I think I said agi, or aji. I think I said aji. I don't know. It's funny. When I was editing that, and then I noticed, dude, it's Spanish. It just says ají. It means pepper, and it had to do something to do with that coffee. When I started to read into it and stuff, I was like, wow, it was pretty obvious, and I'm goofy sometimes. All right, man. So let's look at the tasting notes. So here, they don't tell you tasting notes. I already told you guys how Manhattan, you place the order. First of all, the website is gorgeous. There's tons of There's tons of coffees to pick from. They have competition level coffees and just really outstanding coffees. Obviously, you know, you pay for those kind of like more rare coffees, but they do have a wide selection. But on here, you don't get the tasting notes. It's on that cover sheet. Let me get it. Okay, another thing is that when you order the coffee, you get it. I don't know how they do it, but it's as if they were roasting right outside my door, because you order the coffee and you get it like immediately. You know, you have it there in 2 days, 3 days at your doorstep from the Netherlands. I don't know how they do it. Okay, so let's see where this one comes from. It is not, let me see, anaerobic natural. So this one has more of a processing, and therefore I did identify that. I did get this one, and wow, okay, I started off well. So let's see what else. Variety is Katukai. Do you pronounce it Katukai? You guys help me out. All right, so whatever it is, 785. Matas de Minas, Brazil. So this one's Brazilian. It's not African. It's a Brazilian coffee. Man, spectacular. Wow, let me have another little bit. Wow, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so it's a Brazilian coffee, Katukai. I don't know where to put the accent. Katuai? Maybe you don't say the C? I never heard of a silent C, but. All right, anaerobic natural. All right, tastes like, let's see the notes. So cherry. Oh, well, I don't know if I've seen cherry before, but maybe the tartness that I was feeling like is this one's a little different. I wouldn't go exactly to berry or to citrus, but cherry. Maybe this is what cherry is. Tasty notes are like. Dates, wow, the sweetness, man. Dates, I would not have guessed that. I said sugar note, but wow. You know, dates tend to be very sugary, okay? Like, man, dates. And what else? And milk chocolate, okay. I see it, maybe, with a juicy mouthfeel. You know, I agree with everything it says on there. What a spectacular coffee. I can't wait to try this one as, filtered and see what, oh, again, it says here, you see roast level filter. So when you order from Manhattan, they let you choose between you want filter focus or you want espresso focus. I don't see why not always choose filtered, because you can make espresso with any coffee, and the lighter coffees, they lend themselves to really find the nuances between beans from one thing to another, where you can really get these nuanced tastes and stuff. You can find that stuff a lot easier in something that's roasted lighter. So I would just always order filtered. The farm is Neves Ramos, okay? And yeah, okay, so that's my first attempt at brewing this coffee. Just absolutely spectacular. What a shot of espresso. I'm gonna brew it as filtered, maybe try to record something else for you guys where you see a little bit of that. But then if I manage to do something cool, then you'll see it. If not, we'll cut right into what I wanna, get into here and the rest of this. And our first kind of like a night session brew. So let's get right into it.
is yet to come. Too many times has come to pass. Too many moments put aside. Getting out alive, getting out alive. Writing letters in the sand. Lost to ocean's gentle hand. Through the sunrise I will thrive. Getting out alive, getting out alive. When you find that open door, you gotta let them love you more. Tender hearts will always fight the darkness of the light. When you find that open door, you gotta let them love you more. Tender hearts will always fight the darkness of the light. 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 Say to the world I'd die if we were falling apart. Going to work, smiling as we're falling apart. You lie to your friends as fine as you're falling apart. Soon giving in this time 'cause it's falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Nights didn't count, lies didn't count at all. Love didn't find your heart. Silence didn't count, it tear us apart. Going to church, some light when you're down in the dark. Religion is something to try when you're falling apart. You lie to yourself at times, now you're falling apart. Soon giving in this time 'cause we're falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Nights didn't count, lies didn't count at all.
All right, so here we go. Now, I know I'm back here in the dark, but everything should look nice and you should be able to hear me okay. I thought that to give you guys something a little bit different today, we would finish out in the balcony. But now, being that this is an urban environment, like I told you guys, I believe it was on the last video, I do enjoy living in an urban environment, but you know, the problem is if you want to record anything outside, well, you got to deal with noise. But hopefully, being that I have the wireless mic on and you know, it should sound okay. So we're gonna put closure to this video, and I am sitting outside now with my old fashioned that you guys saw me make. I have the coffee and I have a glass of water. So let's give it a taste. I hope this clip works. I know I'll be dark. I can see the screen on the camera and I could tell that I am quite dark back here, but it should be okay. Now, being that I am recording in 4K, our time is limited because the camera gives me about maybe 15 minutes before it starts to like overheat. So, but yeah, you know, this coffee, obviously this is the second time I brew it. The clip that you saw previous was I recorded earlier today. This I just made fresh just now. Okay, I imagine I'm gonna have to pause several times during the recording because of loud cars. You know, here in Miami, everybody's gotta have a loud car. So, but yeah, you guys saw me brew the coffee earlier today. And you know, I gotta say, as filtered, there just wasn't much of anything. It's one of these like, you know, coffees that you have to extract very well. I have a feeling that this will be best once I brew it in the AeroPress. Every time I get one of these coffees, I go to the AeroPress and it gives me the best results. Now, as espresso, it was wonderful. As a matter of fact, it made the best espresso from the 2 Manhattan coffees and from any of the DAC coffees. This was better as espresso than any of the DAC coffees. I know that the brew time was really long and you would have thought maybe it's gonna be over extracted, but I'm telling you, it was wonderful. All right, I did take down some notes as far as the flavor, and from what I'm tasting now on this one I brewed much faster. You know, I brewed it on the April brewer. I ground 5 notches up from what you guys saw on the clip. It finished in like I think I called it 2.5 minutes or something like that. I did record a little bit inside, and maybe I'll include just a little something so that you guys could take a look. But again, the results was kind of the same. The brightness did not come up. It's still just sweet, it's delicate, it's not a bunch going on. When I brewed it as espresso, it was a lot edgier and a lot peakier and a lot more highs and lows, and it was really wonderful. But as you know, as filtered, it's very delicate. The aroma's wonderful for those of you that like, you know, very tea-like coffees. You know, something like a geisha, very tea-like, wonderful in its own ways. But again, it's lacking a little bit on the peakiness and on the highs and lows. As to the old-fashioned, again, let me cleanse my palate. I got my water here. You know, from all the 3 drinks, the water is by far the best choice. Okay, so if you can get through life by drinking only water, then, you know, it's probably the best thing. But man, you'll be missing. I don't want to say that. Do I want to say that? I know me, I would be missing out a lot because I really enjoy having a cocktail here and there, and I love my coffee, man. So, you know, cheers. I made it exactly the same as you saw in the clip. You know, I tasted it before smoking it, and definitely smoking this cocktail adds a whole bunch. You know, the smell stays in the cup. That woodiness and the, you know, a little bit of smokiness stays in there. I don't know if it's absorbed by the glass or the ice or what, but it does add something. Absolutely, smoking it is the way to go. You guys saw the clear ice. I got another little clip of the little ball of clear ice. You know, for some reason, usually it comes out completely clear. But for some reason, the last two that I've made have a little cloud in it. So it's not completely clear. Almost. It's still gorgeous. And when you make clear ice like this, it just takes forever to melt. It stays in the glass forever. And you know, being that I am in Miami, but today is just once again spectacular weather. I see why some folks flock to Miami in the wintertime, because it really is lovely. Oh man, you know, I'll cut out, maybe I'll cut out some of the noises and some of the stuff going on, but man, people love loud cars and vehicles. Let's say loud vehicles here in Miami. Cheers. You know, I gotta say, right now, I am a lot happier with with the old fashioned than the coffee. I do have to say. Let's go back to the coffee. Yeah, just very delicate, very tea-like. I did take down some notes. I want to read them off to you before I have to go, because the camera is giving up on us. But, you know, man, if you guys watched the whole video, leave me a comment. I went the extra mile on this one. I wonder if it adds anything for you guys, for the experience of watching it. Well, you know, a lot of folks probably don't care. You know, they just have me there in the background, and they like listening to the chit chat. But some folks probably do watch the whole thing, and they see the visuals, and maybe it adds something. I don't know, but I know, to me, I love watching these little cinematic portions back. To me, it definitely adds a whole bunch. Okay, so I have a lot of notes as to both of these coffees, and I'm gonna read them off to you. Okay, so remember, I've brewed this one now twice. I tried it, like, it took really long to draw down the first time, what you guys saw on this video, and the one I just made now was much faster. It was less than 3 minutes. It was like, I think it was just over 2 minutes, like 2:15 or something like that. I don't recall, but it was very fast. And the other one was very slow, and still I'm not getting a whole bunch. The other coffee, the Ivan Solis, I brewed already like 3 or 4 times. So here are my notes, okay? So let's talk about the first one that I reviewed, the Ivan Solis, Manhattan Coffee Roasters, Ivan Solis. It was a red Catuai, a natural Costa Rican coffee from Finca Vu. I started by, you know, I got my best results so far at 50 clicks on the Duo. Again, remember, I have the Brew Burst installed now, and that's what I've been doing for all my pour overs. I brewed it on the Origami. It brewed in 3 minutes, 25 seconds, so that's very standard for me. I did my usual, you know, 3-pour method. So kind of like the way that I always attack a no coffee, you know. I did kind of like pretty good amount of agitation, and the water temperature was at 98. Now, I got some of that sweet strawberry, some of that chamomile herbal tea, delicate qualities. Again, kind of like this one, but I like the other one as filtered better. I like this one a heck of a lot more as espresso. It had a fruity sweetness, juicy coffee. Way in the background, in the finish, you could get a little bit of that sweet peanut butter. That's what I was calling it on the review. So yeah, that's kind of what I was able to get from this coffee, from the first coffee, the Ivan Solis, as filtered coffee. And again, the espresso, it had some of the same, pretty much the same kind of notes, and a little bit more present. It was a little bit better also as espresso, but this one still blew it out of the water. So let's talk about this one, the Anilson Faria, anaerobic natural, Catuai 785. Mata de Minas, Brazil. The farm is Neves Ramos. I gotta say, definitely liked it more as espresso. And again, from both Manhattan coffees, and from both DAC coffees, this made the best espresso of all of them. So yeah, I think that kind of sums up what I wanted to say about the coffees. You know, as I was going through my notes here, I was a little bit unclear as if I had written down everything that I wanted to say. If I have to report back, I will report back to you guys as to these two coffees. So Manhattan, you know, they're really good coffees. For filter, definitely a bit too delicate for me, a little bit. I like a little more edginess. And this second coffee definitely gave it to me as espresso. The first one, again, a little bit better also as espresso, but definitely the first one was way better than this one as filtered. It had that strawberry kick coming out, and I know it was not one of the tasting notes on the bag, but it's what I kept getting. And usually, you know, I always just say berry tartness. On that one, on the Ivan Solis, I definitely want to say that that strawberry was definitely coming out for me. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little bit different. I know I'm a little bit here in the dark, and I don't know, hopefully it's relaxing for you guys. Urban environment, double-edged sword. You're gonna get your people driving by beeping and loud cars, and you know, I had to pause very few times. I think because of the wireless mic being so close to me, it should sound okay. I hope I can use this clip. If not, if you're seeing it, obviously it worked. If not, I'll record this again inside. I'll have to make everything again, sit down at the counter and record what we always do. But if this works and you guys like it, perhaps we can revisit this whole thing. Maybe next time we'll do a different cocktail. Obviously, we would have a different coffee. You know, it's still very nice, clean, fruity, juicy. Very easy to drink. You know, I'm surprised how little bit acidity I'm getting. You know, when I brew it, the really long brew time that I got previous, it still was pretty much the same. It was not very peaky. Not a lot of acidity going on in this coffee. I'll report back once I make it on the AeroPress, where I have a feeling it'll bring out a little bit more. Yeah, still nice, tea-like, but very nice, easy to drink. All right, back to the cocktail. Oh man, wow, yeah, this has the wow factor. The coffee, not right now, not today. It just doesn't have a lot of wow factor. The first time I brewed it or the second time. We'll see once I make it as on the AeroPress. But as espresso, it had the wow factor, and you guys saw it. As espresso, definitely had the wow factor. As filtered, it does not. The other one didn't either, but the other one was better as filtered, but it didn't quite have the wow factor that this one had as espresso. So, you know, most coffees, it's hard to get one like that Kenyan, you know, the one from the Hinterhof, that it had the wow factor as espresso and as filtered. That's, you know, it's usually, you know, you get one or the other, man, but sometimes it works out. This absolutely has the wow factor right now. Oh man, that smokiness, that woodiness. But this, you know, this cocktail, it has some sweetness. The bourbon has that oakiness and that, yeah, kind of maybe little cinnamon, maybe vanilla in the background. You know, it stays cold because of the ice, but I'm telling you, that ice ball is gonna take, even sitting out here, it's a nice cool evening, so it'll last hours in the glass. Wow, this definitely has the wow factor. Man. You know, I hope I find some nice blues music or something, maybe some nice jazz, something appropriate for this evening. And hopefully, you know, this video brings a smile to your face. It's all I ever wanted. Hopefully you had fun hanging out with me today. This video is probably gonna end up a marathon, really long, like a movie. Had a little bit of everything. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is definitely the last thing I'm recording before going to Amsterdam. The next time you see me is either in Amsterdam or just getting back from Amsterdam. I don't know if I'll be able to record like a, usually I don't do that, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do and record in Amsterdam, but normally I record the stuff once I get back and we brew the coffee here in the kitchen. If it's your first time here on the channel and you ran into this video and maybe it's bringing some peace of mind and relaxation to your morning or evening or whenever it is that you watched it, leave me a comment. You know, I answer everyone. This is a channel that you can be a part of. I answer everyone that leaves me messages. Getting to know you guys really adds something to me and to my life. You know, getting to know you guys, it's one of the funnest things that comes out of these videos. You know, you know, filming these videos has become like a hobby to me. I really enjoy it. Editing, not always so much fun. Editing this type of stuff should be fun because you know, these little cinematics and stuff is my favorite thing to edit. I have always said it. So that part of it, I do like editing those kind of videos. But regular brew sessions are fun to record and to share them with you guys, and I really enjoy sharing them with you guys, and the, you know, the comments below of the videos and our back and forth. You know, definitely I enjoy that part of it. But editing the regular brew sessions is, you know, all I'm doing is just cutting out nonsense that I'm saying, or I misspoke or said something wrong and just have to cut it out, and it's kind of annoying and boring. But editing this kind of like cinematic stuff, it's fun. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't want to trigger Ollie. Ollie, I know, listen, get away from your keyboard. I know you're ready to be triggered because this video maybe was too long. Although you complain when they're too short, so maybe this one's just the right length for you. Let me know, buddy. Anyway, I really enjoyed my time here with you guys today. Again, I hope that this brought something positive to your life. It's all I ever wanted. I really love you guys here on the channel, my little coffee family. I always say it. It has become something that adds something positive to my life and some fun. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Remember to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time here, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go here. I'll finish these drinks, sit out here a little while longer. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday.